Let me start here. If you're asking yourself, am I dating a narcissist? It's probably not because of one bad argument. It's because you keep having the same feeling afterward. That quiet feeling where you sit there and think, why do I feel like this again? Not angry, not dramatic, just uneasy. And that's usually where this question comes from. And if I were sitting across from you right now, this is what I'd want to know first. When you're with this person you're dating, do you feel more like yourself or do you feel like you're managing the situation? Because healthy relationships don't require constant management. They don't make you rehearse conversations in your head. They don't make you choose every word carefully. And they don't make you feel relieved when the mood is good and tense when it's not. If that's happening, there is definitely an issue here. And here's how this usually begins. At the start, they probably felt confident, decisive, like someone who knew who they were. And you might have liked that. You probably liked it a lot. It felt steady. It felt comforting. Like maybe you finally found someone with a solid foundation that you can build upon. But then the little moments started stacking up. You bring something up that bothered you. Nothing big or dramatic, just wanted to get something off your chest. And instead of listening, they tune you out, or they deflect, or worse off, they get defensive. Sometimes they act hurt. Sometimes they act annoyed. Sometimes like you were making a big deal out of absolutely nothing. And somehow the conversation always ends with you apologizing. Not because you were wrong, but because you just didn't want to fight. I want to say something in very, very plain English. If you're constantly choosing peace over honesty, that's not emotional maturity. That's you adapting. And adapting for a short time is normal, but adapting all the time changes really who you are. And I want you to hear this clearly. Love is not supposed to feel confusing all the time. Yes, relationships take effort. Yes, people are imperfect. But if you're always replaying conversations in your head, always wondering if I said something wrong, always bracing yourself before bringing something up, that's not growth. That's all-out stress. And stress over time makes people smaller. Now, I know what you might be telling yourself. They've been through a lot. They're not a bad person. They're great when things are good. And I believe you. But listen to me the way you would listen to a parent who wants what's best for you. Someone's past can explain why they struggle. It doesn't mean you're supposed to carry the weight of it. And I don't care how difficult their childhood was. That doesn't give them the right to make you feel smaller now. And I know what you're doing. You're being patient. You're being understanding. You're trying to see the good in that person. And believe me, that is not a flaw. That is your heart speaking. But kindness without boundaries will wear you down. And let me ask you something else. Do you feel like you're allowed to have needs in this relationship? Or do your needs feel like problems? Because if love only feels safe when you're quiet, that's not love doing its job. And I've watched people stay in relationships like this for years. And it wasn't because they were weak, and it wasn't because they were blind, but because they were actually hopeful. See, they remember how it felt in the beginning. And they keep waiting for that version of that person to come back. And sometimes it does, but just long enough to keep the peace. And then it disappears again. And I'll tell you, that back and forth messes with your head. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you tired in a way that sleep cannot fix. Well, here's something I want to say out loud. You are not asking for too much. Wanting emotional safety isn't neediness. Wanting consistency isn't controlling. Wanting to be heard isn't drama. It's basic relationship needs. Now, also let me be clear. I'm not telling you to leave today. I'm not telling you to put a label on anyone. And I'm definitely not telling you that you failed at dating. I'm telling you to stop ignoring how you feel and pay attention to how you feel after spending time together. Pay attention to whether you feel lighter or heavier. Pay attention to whether you feel seen or tolerated. See, your body notices things long before your mind is ready to accept them. If you feel emotionally unsafe being honest with the person you're dating, well, that alone should give you enough information to make a decision. You don't need a diagnosis. You don't need a dramatic breaking point. You just need to be honest with yourself. So if you're asking, am I dating a narcissist? maybe the better question is, why do I feel like I'm losing myself? And whatever answer you come up with, do me a favor. Don't rush it, don't bury it, and don't talk yourself out of it. Just listen. That quiet voice inside you, it isn't fear. It's actually wisdom. Oh, and one last thing. You don't need to become colder to protect yourself. You don't need to harden your heart. You don't need to stop being kind. You need boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, they're actually doors with locks. So if this felt like a conversation you needed, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. This is a space for honest talks, the kind someone should have had with all of us much sooner than today. And remember, you are not broken, you are definitely not crazy, and you're not asking for too much. You just want something that feels safe. And you know something? You deserve that. So thank you for tuning in on the podcast. Thank you for listening on the YouTube channel. And I will see you on the next episode of Dating to Win.
Thanks for listening to Dating to Win. If you're serious about improving your dating game, don't miss an episode. Hit the subscribe button or go to youtube.com/datingtowin25. Good luck out there, and we'll see you on the next episode of Dating to Win.